What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new video. I hope you're all good. And in this video, we're going to be checking out Quilladin in Great League. So Quilladin is ranked 172nd in overall Great League rankings. And this particular one's IVs we're going to be using is a 2, 9, 15, rank 156. It's got a really interesting moveset of Vine Whip, Body Slam, and Energy Ball. We're going to be pairing this up with Noctowl in the lead, and that is a 0, 9, 14, rank 146. And we're going to have that with Wing Attack, Shadow Ball, and Sky Attack. And then in the closer position, we're going to have Registeel, Lock On, and the new move Zap Cannon. This is the first time I've used it with Zap Cannon. And Focus Blast. It's a 7, 8, 12, rank 629. So let's get into the battles. Our first opponent is Watana Vecum, and they have a Bastiodon on the lead for us. So this is incredibly bad for the Noctowl. And we go into the Quilladin straight away, and they swap into Medicham. So the age-old combination, Bastiodon, Medicham. Is there a victory bell in the back? Let's wait and see. So we shield up. I think it was a Power-Up Punch. Unfortunately, we shielded up. But we're just going to go straight for an Energy Ball anyway. And we do get the defense drops. That's really, really good. And now we're going to go instantly for a Body Slam. And this thing is very spammy with the Vine Whip and Body Slam combination. Having that bait move, low energy move like Body Slam does give it a bit more flexibility in some matchups. So as you can see now, we're going to be able to get up to another Body Slam against this Medicham and threaten their second shield, and they do commit their second shield to win that switch advantage. And we made a big call and we didn't shield up their second Power-Up Punch. That was really good. Coming with the Noctowl, we know we're going to get hit by a Psychic, but we're not going to shield it up because we need to save the shield for the Registeel against the Bastiodon. See what they want to come in with, and it is that victory bell like we called. So we're just going to go for a Zap Cannon now, which is going to get the attack debuff hopefully, and then we're just going to go for a Focus Blast and take it out. So it was what we predicted. Luckily, we did have something in the back that didn't want to see Registeel as well as the Bastiodon. They go for an Acid Spray and lower our attack, lower our defense harshly. And that's good because if it was a Leaf Blade, it would have still done a decent amount of damage to us. And now the opponent backs out knowing that Registeel has got their number. So that's what they get for running that team. Into the next one, we've got Quilladin on the lead. So very, very interesting. We're just going to go straight for a Sky Attack, but they're going to outpace us to the first Night Slash or Dragon Claw, and it is a Dragon Claw. So that is doing a bit more damage to us where they're getting stabbed. So now we're just going to go for a Sky Attack, which will be doing a lot of damage to Quilladin as it is very, very frail in the Great League. So they do shield it up as expected. And how about this for some lag? See you later, Noctowl. Okay, thanks for that. So now that's put us in a really, really bad spot. We're just going to come in with the Registeel knowing that we can actually resist the Dragon moves, and they are still just going for Dragon Claw, so that's quite interesting. Do they have double Dragon moves, or do they just only have one charge move? Who knows? But at this point, they're able to really spam us, so they're getting us into the yellow, well, they will be getting us into the yellow with this Dragon Claw. So it's not looking particularly great for us. Quilladin has absolutely done a number on our first two Pokemon, but they did get a lot of help with Niantic's lag. So let's see what they want to bring in. They bring in the Politoed, so that's at least decent for the Quilladin. So what we're going to do is make a swap out into the Weather Ball and catch it, which is not very effective. So that's really good. And they're not swapping out, so that tells me that they may have something else in the back that doesn't want to see Quilladin. They go for another Weather Ball, which is really, really interesting. Didn't even build up to a Blizzard Bait, and it is a Azumarill on the back, so double water. So even though we had that dodgy start, we do have the potential to pull off this win now with the star of the show, the Quilladin. They do correctly shield up the Energy Ball, which is good for them, but we should be able to out-spam them to another one and build up some nice energy as well. Don't know if this Energy Ball will be doing enough damage to take out the Azumarill. We managed to deny them a free bubble because that would have been really bad for us. It does take them out, so that's really great, and now we make an instant swap into the Registeel where we have the Zap Cannon stored and we one-shot the Politoed, and from an awful position at the beginning, we were able to take the win because our opponent had double water in the back. Also running a Politoed with bubble, which was really, really weird. So unusual, but fair play. So we're going to the next one, and we've got Lickitung on the lead. So this is pretty good for Noctowl, as we will be completely resisting the Lick as we are immune to Ghost. So they go for the Body Slam, and we're just going to build up as much energy as we can and go for a Sky Attack. Now we have 2 stored. So this will be doing a decent amount of damage to the Lickitung. Well, really not that decent, but Lickitung is quite tanky. And we should be able to just take them out with some more Wing Attacks and then another Sky Attack. So build up some more energy, just building up as much as we can before they get to another Body Slam. And we're just not taking them out, so that's quite annoying. Are we going to choose to let this go through? I think maybe we can survive one more Body Slam. Yes, we can. Easy money. And then we're going to be able to farm them down. So we're looking really, really good now. Wondering what they're going to come in with, worried they could just take us out quickly, so we go straight for a Sky Attack, and luckily it is a Medicham. It wouldn't have mattered what move we went for either way, and they are able to counter us down before we get to another one, and they did commit their first shield. Now we're going to come back in with the Quilladin against Medicham once again, so let's see how this plays out. Are they going to throw an Ice Punch? Yes, they do throw the Ice Punch, and we correctly shield it up, so that's really, really good. And now we're actually going to go straight for the Energy Ball once again, seeing if they want to shield this up, and they don't, and it does a lot of damage to them, putting them well into the red. And now let's see if they want to go for another Ice Punch. They do, and we're just going to build up as much energy as we can. Maybe swap out here. Yeah, we're just going to swap out so we can build up some energy on the Registeel before. We know they've just got Ice Punch and Psychic, so they weren't going to be threatening us with either charge move. Go straight for a Zap Cannon and let it go through. What the hell? They must have realised they needed to save the shield for whatever the Quilladin had left on it. So the Zap Cannon connects and completely destroys the jellyfish. In comes the Medicham, and we go for a Focus Blast, and they're going to let it go through as they know it's over. So GG's to my opponent there. Probably should have just shielded that up. Maybe they could have survived a Power Whip, an Energy Ball rather than the Zap Cannon. They were never going to survive a Zap Cannon, were they? So it was definitely better to have shielded that one up. Into the next one, we've got Ninetales Alolan on the lead, and it is actually the Charm version rather than the Powder Snow. So that's really, really good for the Noctowl, because the Powder Snow version would be destroying us. So we build up to 2 Sky Attacks, and we go for the first one, making sure to throw in line with the Charms, as Charm is one of the hardest moves to deny. I don't know why, I just seem to always let them through, and it's the worst one to let through as it does so much damage. So they do shield up our second Sky Attack, which is absolutely perfect. We're just going to let this go down now, come in with the Registeel and try and build up some energy, but they make an instant swap into Sableye, knowing that we likely were going to try and farm them down. So it's always a risky play to do this, but luckily for them, we don't have a direct answer to Sableye. So we're just going to go straight for this Zap Cannon and hopefully get that attack debuff. I actually don't know if it's a guaranteed debuff or not. I assume it is, because literally every time I throw it, I get the attack debuff, so OP. But yeah, not 100% sure on that one. So now we come into the Quilladin once we've lowered their attack. Unfortunately, they're just able to get to a second foul play before we throw our energy. No, we did actually CMP tie, so that was really, really bad for us. So we throw the Energy Ball, does a lot of damage on them, and they make an instant swap out into Ninetales, which is really interesting. So we're just going to look to farm them down the whole way, which is risky. They come back in with the Sableye, so we're forced to throw the Body Slam against them and get rid of them. And that makes me think they've got someone in the back that really did not want to see the Quilladin. So we make a swap now into the Swampert. We made a swamp into Registeel, and they have Swampert. So we can see why they did not want to see that at all. And it's a shame that we had to throw our energy against that Sableye there. So now we're just going to go for a Focus Blast, which is getting them into the yellow, but we're looking really rough now. Have we got enough energy to get up to a Body Slam? Oh, we lose CMP tie. Absolutely devastating. I thought the Quilladin was going to be able to pull that one out the bag, but unfortunately the spammy Swampert just able to take the win there with a higher attack. So GG's to my opponent. That was a good battle. Rolling on into the next one, and we've got Deoxys on the lead, and a shiny Deoxys at that. Looks lovely. So unfortunately for us, this isn't the best matchup, just simply because they have access to Rock Slide and Thunderbolt, but we do have access to the Shadow Ball as well, so we can threaten that against them. They go straight for a Thunderbolt, and we do shield it up, which is a really good call by us. Unfortunately, they didn't shield up our move, but I didn't know whether we actually even built up to the Shadow Ball. I think we did. But they're going to let this one go through as well, so that's really interesting. And then we make a really good catch into Quilladin, just to make up for the fact that we've used a shield and they haven't. So, and now they're actually staying in, which is really good, because we're able to farm them all the way down. And then they bring in the Wow Rain, so that's really good for us that we managed to get that energy lead. If they just swap straight into that, we'd be looking in a bit of a sticky spot. But we do get a shield out of them with the Body Slam. Now we're just going to go straight for that Energy Ball, expecting they'll probably shield this up, but they let it go through, and it completely obliterates the Wow Rain, and then they back out because they were just disgusted by that. So they could have still pulled it off. I'm surprised to see them back out, but I'll take that win all day long. And the Quilladin just absolutely smacking the Wow Rain around the face and saying, I don't care that you're an ice type, just get out of here. And you can see there the benefits of having Body Slam in that matchup. If we were another grass type, one of the Community Day ones that just had Frenzy Plant, we wouldn't have any options to bait. So we was able to go for that low energy bait and then smash them with the Energy Ball. So it worked out well. So back into the commentary, and we had Wigglytuff on the lead, and they shielded up our first Sky Attack, so we're now going to commit our first shield just so we can get off some more damage against them, and then we should be able to farm them down with the Registeel. So we have lost this opening matchup. We should get a nice energy gain on the Registeel here. Doesn't matter if they get to a charge move, as it will be resisted regardless of what they throw at us. It is the Play Rough, which is the better move to go for, as it will be doing more damage than an Ice Beam as they're getting stabbed. And now they come in with Talonflame, so that's actually really good for us, because we don't want to see that with the Quilladin. Quilladin, easy for me to say. So we go for a Zap Cannon and we lower their attack, and then we're just going to shield this up because we need to take out the Talonflame. They know that we're going to hit them with a Zap Cannon, so we was expecting them to try and catch, but they did try and do it way too early, so that was good for us because we didn't have to hold off. And now they have gone into a Diggersby, so that's really good for the Quilladin. We're going to go for an Energy Ball and absolutely devastate them, getting them right down into the red, and then I think we've realised what's going to happen here, and they go for a Fire Punch, and they completely undercharge it because they realise that they need to let us take them out so they can farm the Quilladin down with the Talonflame. Once again, Mexican standoff, and we're just waiting. Just as they were trying to get up to a Fire Punch, we decided we'll just take them out, and the switch timer comes up. We switch into the Registeel and take out the Talonflame. Boom, one shot. Goodbye, son. The Zap Cannon is just too OP. So once again, a nice battle there. Into the next one. Got Deoxys Defense on the lead again. So as we've seen before, neutral matchup, but we're doing super effective non-stab moves to each other. So once again, expecting this to be a Thunderbolt, which will be doing a lot of damage, but it is actually a Rock Slide, and we let it go through. So we've actually got quite big nuts to call that. And then they make a swap out into the Umbreon. So we're going to go straight into Registeel, and that's really good for us. We get to avoid the counter user, though Deoxys Defense isn't a terrible matchup for Registeel just because they're not doing stab with their counters, and we're so tanky. Anyway, so we're going to go for a Focus Blast now after hit us with a Foul Play. We did go a few lock-ons over the maximum energy cap, so that was a complete waste. Hit him with a Focus Blast, does a lot of damage, but this is the problem with this matchup, is that unfortunately a Focus Blast isn't getting them low enough to lock on down, which means we're definitely going to have to get to another move. But they actually make a swap out into Deoxys, trying to snipe us, so we're just going to go straight for that Zap Cannon now, lower their attack and do a lot of damage on them. Come back in with, oh no, we're going to come in with the Quilladin and look to just farm them down, I imagine. This will probably be a Psycho Boost, so we'll shield up the first one, and then any subsequent Psycho Boost obviously will be double debuffed in attack, so they won't be doing anywhere near as much damage. So they hit us with another Psycho Boost, and we're going to look to farm them down. They probably will get to one more, but obviously this will be quadruple debuffed, the lowest attack that they could possibly have, so it doesn't do that much damage. But we are quite low now, and they have 2 shields left, a bit of energy left on the Umbreon, and whatever's in the back. So they come in with the Umbreon, which is a sign that they've got something in the back that doesn't want to see Quilladin, because they're looking to waste our energy on the Umbreon, and they actually commit a shield. So we make an instant swap into Noctowl, and they make a very quick swap out into Azumarill to catch the Sky Attack, which was very well played by them. So they're saving some energy on that Umbreon. I don't think they have a move ready to go, but we should be okay anyway. Now it's the Azumarill in the back, and we've got that Quilladin there. We're putting on loads of pressure now with the Noctowl with that saved energy that we had. So getting up to a third Sky Attack, so getting them into the red and really putting the pressure on with the wing attacks. They've got 1 HP, so they're only going to be able to get off one move. So what we're going to do is bring in the Registeel, knowing that they're forced to throw their energy, because if they waited at any time at all and we threw a fast move, we could take them out. So they had to waste their energy there on the Registeel. We come back in with the Quilladin, and we've got the 2 Body Slam stored. So we're going to go for the first one, which gets the shield, and then we're going to be taking out the Umbreon with the second one. So taking the win there with the mini woodland astronaut, and GG's to my opponent. And at this point, I was just going to say, if you can hear any birds chattering in the background, don't worry, I don't live in an aviarium. I've just got my back door open, where it's quite sunny here in Essex at the minute, even though it is cold as shit. Still enjoying that nice weather. So rolling on into the next battle, and we've got Unova Stunfisk on the lead, the Pancake, and this is a really terrible lead for this team, as our only direct answer to this really is the Quilladin, but we can't go into the Quilladin straight away, as they no doubt will swap out, and then we'll have the Stunfisk left in the back for both of the Noctowl and the Registeel. So we're just going to stay here. They did actually shield up the Shadow Ball, which is really interesting, and then they made a swap out into Mandibuzz, which is really questionable. They had no reason to make a full swap there, and that's really good for us. Unfortunately, we did go for a Sky Attack, so we wasted that energy, but it does just mean that this will be a much more comfortable matchup for the Registeel in any case. So really confusing why they swapped out of that matchup there with the Stunfisk. Even a Shadow Ball wouldn't be enough to take them out, but they seem to think that it was going to do a lot of damage to them. So we're going to go for the Zap Cannon here, but we're only going to go for a Great. So we undercharged it just so we can get full farm down, because we know they're going to come back in with that Stunfisk, and we want to be able to threaten them, because we don't want them to just be able to build up a lot of energy and take us out. So we did perfectly undercharge, and they actually full swapped back into the Stunfisk, and there's just no need to do that. They had 1 HP left on the Mandibuzz. Now they've locked themselves in against the Quilladin, and they can't do anything to us as we resist both ground and electric. So they go for a discharge, barely tickles the Quilladin, and now we're just going to Vine Whip them down. So my opponent had such a great starting position in this match, and twice he sacrificed the advantage. So that just shows you should not do them sort of full swaps when you don't need to. You are just giving up an advantage there. So now they have Vaporeon on the back, They get some bonus points for the spice, but unfortunately they cannot do anything and they back out. So some tips there for you if you're watching: never make those full swaps when you don't need to. So into the next one, Diggersby on the lead. Fantastic lead for us, and my opponent says, no, I don't want any part of that. This algorithm's getting on my tits today. And they just back out. A bit confusing there, but I will take it, no worries. Into the next one, and we've got Bastidon again, so really, really terrible. So we bring in the Quilladin, and they are staying in, so that's quite interesting. Let's see what this thing can do against the biggest tank in Great League. So we go for an energy ball, really hoping for a debuff. We don't get the debuff. They actually make a swap out now, so they built up some energy and then they dipped. And they bring it in a Razor Leaf Grottle, so really unexpected there. I have used the Shadow form before, and it does have access to Body Slam as well. So quite good for the Quilladin as we're resisting the Razor Leafs, but it is still doing quite a bit of damage to us because it's just such a powerful move. We go for another Body Slam, which will no doubt be getting a shield out of them. And then we're going to look to get to another Body Slam, but we make a really interesting swap out into Noctowl. So not sure what I was thinking there. Saved a tiny bit of energy, but we've hardly got any health on the Quilladin here. And so I think I've realised I made a bit of a silly mistake. So I'll let them do more damage to me, because we're just going to allow that Bastidon some more farm. Although we will be able to get up to a Shadow Ball before they take us out. So that's a saving grace of that weird decision that I made there, but I must be an evil genius, we'll see. So they take us out, and we're going to come in, no doubt, with the Registeel. And probably shield up a flamethrower that they're going to throw at us. It won't be doing loads of damage, but we want to keep the Registeel in some health. They're probably going to get to another one anyway, which I expect will shield up, but I'm not sure. Let's see what Pass Me thinks. He thinks we should shield it up, so I'll go along with his judgment. So we're going to build up as much energy as we can. Once again, getting up to that cap of 100 energy, throwing the Focus Blast, and let's see what they've got in the back. Oh, they want to shield it up, so that's really interesting. So because of that, we're going to make a swap into the Quilladin to catch the Flamethrower. So they've really got someone in the back that doesn't want to see the Registeel, which meant they wanted to do extra damage on us with that Flamethrower, and it's the Victory Bell again. So that catch, absolutely perfect. I think we still would have taken the win anyway, but you never know. If they'd hit us with a Flamethrower and then a Leaf Blade from the Victory Bell, might have actually done it. So that catch was really crucial there, and that's probably why I kept it in. GG's to my opponent. You look very silly in that outfit. So I enjoyed that one, and let's move on into the next one. We've got a weird combination of numbers and letters as our opponent, and they have Nidoqueen on the lead. The normal Nidoqueen is actually an okay matchup. The Shadow version is a lot worse for the Noctowl, so we're going to let this go through easy. And then we're going to look to probably throw our first Sky Attack in line with the second Poison Fang, which we might let go through as well. I think we can get to 2 Sky Attacks with the 2 Poison Fangs, yes. So we're going to let it go through, and then we're going to throw this first Sky Attack, which will do a nice chunk of damage to the Nidoqueen. Probably won't be taking them out, but they do commit a shield, which is really curious. Although I do find that a lot of people that lead Nidoqueen do decide to double shield it at any opportunity. So we go for another Sky Attack, and that's getting them into the red. And now we're in an awkward position because we're going to come in with the Registeel, and they have the potential to bait us here. So we're going to throw up a shield anyway, and it is the bait, which is really unlucky. And now they make a swap into the Galarian Stunfisk. So this isn't too bad because we've got a little bit of an energy lead, and we can go for this Focus Blast, which is going to do a lot of damage to them. They do shield it up, and then we make a catch on the Quilladin. And is this going to be the Earthquake, or did they try and bait us? They actually threw the Earthquake, so perfect catch. Wastes all that energy, and now we're just going to let our Rock Slide go through. No worries. Keep the shield, and we know we'll be able to take out the Stunfisk with the Focus Blast. We're gonna take out the Nidoqueen as well. So go for another energy ball here against the little fucking bear trap, and then we actually throw up a shield. So completely against what I said. So now they're gonna come in with the Nidoqueen, and they snipe us completely, which is terrible. But we are able to come in with the Registeel and build up some extra energy. Let's see what they want to bring in. We don't know what they've got in the back. It's a Zoomeril, so there is potential still to pull this win out of the bag. We're going to get this Sap Cannon off before they get to a potential Hydro Pump, so at least we can debuff their attack, because a Hydro Pump will be doing so much of our health. We get an absolute ton of lag, and then they throw their energy, so we don't know what move this is, and it is just a Play Rough, so it must just be a Play Rough, Ice Beam, Azumarill, and that gives us the potential to actually build up a lot of energy. So what we do is we go for a Focus Blast, which we know isn't going to KO, but it will give us just enough health to be able to farm down the Azumarill, and then get the Focus Blast off against the Galarian Stunfisk. So it's worked out absolutely perfectly. We lock on them down before they get to a move, and then we're going to throw the absolute nuke right into the face of the stupid bear trap. Get out of here, boy. And the Registeel takes the win again. I might as well have just made this a Registeel video, mightn't I? Anyway, so next battle against Gold Smog. And they come in with the lower Ninetales once again. And once again, it's the Charm version. So we are going to stay in here, just as previously, and hit them with some Sky Attacks. So let's see if they want to shield this up. Likely they're going to let it go through, and they do. Puts them into the yellow. Now, we're definitely going to have to shield this up because it will near enough to be taking us out with some extra charms. So we're getting them quite low, and we're getting a bit cocky there. We're definitely not going to be able to farm them up down the whole way. But we did build up as much energy as possible, just in case they let it go through. And then we'll make a catch, actually, on Registeel, so really interesting. Saving all their energy on the Noctowl there. So they come in now with a Marowak, so it's worked out absolutely perfect for us, because this thing really doesn't want to get matched up against our Quilladin. So we go for a Zap Cannon and let it go through, so that's even better. We get the attack debuff, and now we're going to threaten them with the possibility of getting to another move. Even though they go for a Shadow Ball, yeah, they're going to have to throw the energy just to take us out, which is absolutely perfect. And then we can come back in with the Noctowl, hopefully take them out, and then just pray that we've got a good matchup with the Quilladin against whatever is in the back. So do they want to give a shield up? They do give a shield up, so that's incredible. We're going to come in now with the Quilladin and look to actually get an energy gain on them, which is quite risky considering we're eating fire spins and it's taking away a big chunk of our health. They tried to come in with the Ninetales, which is really weird, so we just go ahead and Vine Whip them down. And the final Pokemon is an Obstagoon, so let's see if we can pull this one out with the Quilladin. We have got half health, but an energy ball does so much damage. They're no doubt going to go for a Night Slash here, which we will easily survive. But they get the boost, unfortunately, and it took a while for us to realise that they got the boost. So we threw the energy ball after 2 counters, and those 2 counters did so much damage to us. They take us out with 1 Fire Spin, and then the Noctowl comes in, and we simultaneously KO with the Marowak. Absolutely devastating, and those 2 boosted counters there definitely put us within range of 1 Fire Spin. You never know, the extra Vine Whip damage could have added up and we could have took the win there, but that was a crazy end to the game. Just glad it doesn't count as a loss these days. So into the next one, we had another Bastiodon lead, so we went into the Quilladin, and then my opponent took a while to swap out into Deoxys Defense, allowed us to get that energy up, so we threw an energy ball, did a lot of damage, and now we're going to spam off some body slams. The first one gets the shield out of them, we build up a little bit more energy and then go for another body slam, see if we can get that second shield out of them. They do give it up and they don't throw any energy, and we get to another body slam, so this will no doubt be taken out the Deoxys. We've got to 4 moves before they even threw the energy, and then they just back out and say, well, that was shit. There's the danger of over farming there, boys and girls, and if you didn't know, this thing is very spammy, so what are you going to do about it? Into the last battle of the video, and we have a Talonflame on the lead. So this is a neutral matchup here, but we don't want to see this with either of our back 2 Pokemon, so this be one time that I do commit 2 shields to the lead matchup. So we're really trying not to let any Incinerates through, because that will just basically ruin the whole game. So I think they're around 3 or 4 right now, and they make a swap out, so that's really interesting. We take that opportunity to build up some more energy on the Noctowl, because that will be crucial later on down the line against the Talonflame. And I've completely neglected the fact that it's a bloody Wailord that's coming. And it's a shiny Wailord. Unfortunately for them, I respect the Spice, but our Spice completely destroys theirs. So they come back in with the Talonflame, and now we're just going to go to town with the Body Slam spam. So we throw the first one, and it did a nice amount of damage to them. Second one, definitely getting the shield out of them. And guess what? We get to a third one. This thing is quite crazy. I really enjoyed using it, and actually this team in general. So we didn't even need the Noctowl to take out the Talonflame in the end. The Quilladin is going to absolute town, farm down 1 Pokemon, takes out the biggest counter. Now he's going to destroy the Deoxys with a Shadow Ball, get the defense drop just to add insult to injury, come in with the Noctowl combo breaker, Shadow Ball, get out of here. Registeel doesn't even see any action, and that's the last battle of the video. A massive thank you to everyone that's watched us all the way through, and anyone that continues to support the channel. Please like and subscribe if you have not. Just showing you some recent shinies that I got that I haven't actually showcased. Got Esper before we had the Johto Fest, and they're all my shinies from Johto. So thank you so much once again for checking out the video, and you stay angry, trainers. Catch you in the next one.